Hello everyone and welcome to the Extranet tutorial. If you're a new member of Destination DC, welcome. And if you're a current member looking just to get a refresher, welcome back. We're going to start with the Extranet tutorial here talking about the homepage. The homepage is an essential tool. It's kind of broken down into three parts. You have your scrolling banner up top. Keep an eye on these as there are going to be updates about things relating to membership, citywide coming into the city, upcoming member events, and so on. So make sure to scroll past them and give them a look. On the bottom half, you'll see two tiers. You'll see on the left-hand side the partner bulletin. This is information that Destination DC is sharing with you. All the information related to visitor impact and visitation numbers, all the information that's presented at our member events and so on can be found riddled throughout the partner bulletin. Make sure you take a quick click on the member toolkit. Here you'll find everything from our publication style guide, meaning do's and do nots in terms of spelling and grammar in your listings. It's also where you're going to find your member directory. The member directory can be found in two ways: alphabetical by business name or alphabetical by member type, meaning hotels, restaurants, convention services, and so on. Depending on the type of outreach that you're looking to do or member you're trying to find, each list can have its own use. Also within the partner bulletin, you'll find everything from an overview of your member benefits. If you ever want to review them, make sure that you're making the most use of your member benefits. Make sure that you click on it there. On the right-hand side, you'll see the post board. The post board is kind of an internal, it's an internal member forum. Basically, what that means is you can communicate within the membership, send all the information that you want to other members of Destination DC. None of this information is going to go public onto Washington.org, but it's a really great way of updating members of anything that's new or exciting that's coming to your member or to your organization. A good way of approaching the extranet is to break it into tiers. As you see, we're in the homepage. The homepage can be broken into three kind of separate sections. On the left-hand side, what you'll see is that there are different tabs. And then all these tabs kind of thematically play into some sort of category. So your homepage is going to be general information, things that are specific to the hospitality industry, and things that are specific to membership. On your profile page, what you're going to find are all the information, or is all the information that's relevant to your organization's general data. So if we go into accounts, what you'll see is your general account information, everything from your account name to its address, its phone number and email, and everything in between. If anything here looks incorrect, for example, if you have a URL change, or if you want to change the region, or if your phone number has changed, please make sure that you reach out to your account manager. They will make the adjustments on their internal system. So all this general information is actually locked for members to update. Another thing about this general profile page is this is where you're giving us all the general information. So everything that you can find in terms of amenities. So we're going to click on that. So in this case, we're in a test restaurant account. Essentially, what you'll see here is the amenities that are relevant to restaurants. So make sure that all of these are updated and uploaded correctly. So for example, here it says that you don't take reservations. If you do, make sure that you click yes. If you do private dining, make sure that you also click yes. Make sure that all this information is relevant because it's all going to be filtered to your listing in Washington.org. Once you've made all the proper adjustments to your amenities, make sure you just click save, and it'll reflect on your listing in 24 to 48 hours. Another thing, if you're a member that has meeting space or venue space, make sure that you click on manage meeting space. Here you'll be able to upload rooms. You'll be able to edit any information that you have regarding your meeting spaces and so on. So if you're a restaurant that has private dining space, I would recommend putting in your private dining space. If you do semi-private dining space or so on, make sure that you put in all your configurations. If you're a restaurant that does a buyout, I would also include those buyout statistics. How many people, reception style, how many people banquet style, and so on. If you're just a meeting event, or if you're an event venue or a conference center or so on, it's absolutely crucial that you put this information in. This is the information that's going to be filtered into the event planning guide. It's the information that's going to be filtered onto our website. And it's the information that our team is going to be sharing with our stakeholders in terms of your meeting space. So please make sure that it's all updated and correct. When adding a new room, some things to keep in mind is to make sure that you're required to enter a room name. Make sure that it matches any other collateral that you have. So for example, you want to make sure that it syncs with the room name that you have on your website or so on. Please make sure that you input all the capacities that are relevant. If you have statistics relating to square footage, width, length, and height, make sure that you add it in. The more information, the merrier in this case. Other things to keep in mind is down here in the General tab. If you are adding a room that's configured together with another room, for example, if you have a room A, a room B, and those rooms are separated by an arrow wall or something of that nature and can be combined, make sure that when you're inputting room A and B's configuration, you click exclude from total square footage. This will make sure that you are not being double counted for your meeting space's square footage. You can either decide to exclude all your separate rooms and have your square footage for your buyout as your total square footage, or you may add in the individual pieces, but please make sure that you're being mindful that you are not double counting your square footage. It can be a little bit misleading to our team and to stakeholders. It will kind of spit out a number that's inaccurate to your space capabilities. Going back, you can also edit any of the general information that you have here. Everything from number of rooms to total square footage to whether or not you have exhibit spaces and so on. You can also upload floor plans. I would definitely recommend you uploading floor plans. It's a great visual aid for meeting planners, and our team is able to pull that floor plan and forward it to our stakeholders and to our prospective clients. Going back under a profile page, so we just went over the account tab. The next would be your contacts. When looking at your contacts, you see here your full name. We're in here as helpddc@gmail.com. As you can see, our account is right here. You can always add or remove contacts. To add a contact, all you need to do is click Add Contact. Input their first name, their last name. So we can do John Smith. You'll see that it pulls the full name. Make sure that you put in the very least their title, their email. Under preferred contact method, we will most likely email you. I can't imagine too many people sending snail mail or faxes to you. But anyways, when it comes to contact type, we get this question quite often. What are your differences between contact types, primary, secondary, and inactive? To be a primary contact, the best rule of thumb is this is somebody who can answer any general inquiries or who wants to take the lead within your organization in terms of your relationship with Destination DC. So it's anybody who's willing to field questions from Destination DC, connect us within your organization, or take any general inquiries. You can have multiple primary contacts. There's no limit on how many you have, but we usually like to keep it to those people who are willing to take any general inquiry, or they're willing to take on a specific role, whether that's sales lead catcher or something of that nature. A secondary contact does not necessarily mean that we won't reach out to them. We just know that maybe their role within Destination DC's membership is a little bit more specific. Great examples of a secondary contact may be if you're a theater that has to upload a lot of events, it could be an intern account. It could be somebody who is just a marketing coordinator who's uploading deals and events. It can be just your billing contact or things of that nature. It can be anything or everything, but it's generally people with more specific roles. When it comes to inactive, this is how we keep track of individuals who are no longer at your organization. So for example, if somebody has left your organization, gone somewhere else, we mark them in our system as inactive, and we ask that you go in and also update them as inactive. Basically what that will do is it helps us keep a history of who's been through your organization, where a person has gone through. They are not deleted forever, but what that means to our organization is that they are no longer there, and please do not reach out to them. It will also cut off their access to the extranet if they are marked as inactive. To mark somebody as inactive, all you gotta do is click on this little pencil icon, go into their contact type, and select inactive, and then click save. Basically what will happen, let's say somebody leaves your organization but still tries to log into the extranet, it will say that they have an invalid token, meaning that their extranet access has been restricted. You can always reactivate a contact as well. All you have to do is click under contact select type, apply that filter, and what you can do is you can reactivate that inactive contact. So let's say somebody has left or somebody's on maternity leave or something of that nature, you can always go back and reactivate them. Okay. So that covers the contact side of the equation. Under invoices, this is where you're going to see if you have any open invoices, whether that is for your membership dues, whether that's for your if you're participating in any SAM client events or anything of that nature. What will happen here is you'll have a full history of all the invoices that have been generated for your organization. This is a great place where you can download any invoices that you need for accounting, anything. You can do an inventory of all the invoices that you've had with DDC through the extranet itself. If you need any adjustments made to those invoices, please feel free to reach out to your membership associate, and they will in turn be able to make any adjustments that you request. Just going back, I forgot to tell you under your account, if you click this little eye, you can get the full perspective of of all the information that we have relevant to you. Another really cool thing that you can do is you will see who your account manager is through the extranet. So if you're unaware who your account manager is, or you want more information and you don't know where to reach out, you just click on that little eye icon, and under manager, it's going to tell you who your account manager is at Destination DC. So in this test account case, their manager is Calvin Morgan. He's the systems engineer. Here's his email and his phone line. So that's a really great thing to do. When in doubt, you don't know who to reach out to. Well, that concludes essentially the profile tab. The next tab is collateral. When looking at collateral, the best way of imagining this is all the information that is going to be publicly shared. Everything that is going out to the public and to DDC's audience. So under listings, this is where you're going to find your listings for our hard publications and our digital listings. What you're going to see here is under listing type, you see event planning guide, visitors guide, meeting planner web, and leisure traveler web. Your first two here, as you can tell, only have one icon, which is the eye icon. If you click on it, what you'll see is a description of all the information that is being filtered to our publication. So as you may know, under your member benefits, you have, if you apply to both the leisure side and the industry-facing side, 4 kind of streams of exposure. One is through our biannual official visitors guide, which is produced fall, winter, and spring, summer every year. The other is through the event planning guide, which is produced on an annual basis. And essentially, this is where you're going to be able to see what information is being shared there. Usually what you'll see is when you filled out a membership application, you have a listing that's already preloaded in there. You will be alerted via email when it is open for editing. But if you have any questions or anything of that nature, please feel free to reach out to your account manager, and they may make internal changes if we're not in the middle of our edits. The last 2 that you see on this page, the meeting planner web and the leisure traveler web, those are your online listings to Washington.org. The best way to think about them is they're your Facebook profile page. No, they are your business profile page on our website. If you click the little icon here, what you'll see is that you will be able to edit the language. So your description is going to be essentially a description of your business. Tell us about yourself. You have 1,500 characters, which gives you quite a bit of space to really go into depth. I would recommend using as little or as many words as you feel is fit for your organization. But it's really, you really want to input as much detail as possible to give the traveler or to give the client or to give, the consumer as much information as they need to understand what your business is. Under contact, you're going to choose who you want to be, your public-facing point of contact for this organization. So it can be, in this case, the Health CDC account. It can be anything of that nature. Basically, what's going to happen is if anybody has any inquiries, we're going to pull that contact for that listing. Under your categories, this is chosen through your membership application and by your account manager. For your online listings, if you, let's say, if you're not a restaurant, but if you're a tour company or something else, you feel like you fit multiple categories, feel free to reach out to your account manager and discuss what you're tagged in. They'll be able to make any proper adjustments and so on. Under details, you're going to see all the details that we have, the company, the test restaurant, the listing address, meaning this is the address that we're pointing people to go to when they click on the map button. This is where it's going to show. Under listing image, if you have any images that are uploaded to our media gallery, basically what you're going to get here is the opportunity to select images to go to your listing. So make sure that you have images. It's a really great visual way for consumers to get to know your business, to get to know your service. So make sure that you upload those. Under Open Table, TripAdvisor, and Yelp, these are opportunities. For example, if you're a restaurant, you can link your Open Table account or any reservation organization account, whether it's Resi or Reserve or Open Table. All you gotta do is put in your URL here, and it will generate a button that will push people directly to your reservation. Other things are you can link your TripAdvisor or your Yelp page as well to your listing. It'll give people the opportunity to go directly to those pages if you wish. As you can see here, the Meeting Planner web and the Leisure Traveler web, there are 2 distinct listings, and I would recommend having 2 distinct listing languages. They're facing 2 different faces. The Meeting Planner web is looking industry side, so if you're a restaurant, you may want to focus on your private dining capabilities or your event capabilities and so on. And on the Leisure Traveler website, you want to focus on the food, and you want to focus on the atmosphere and the cuisine and what you bring as a culinary experience. So make sure that you're really writing to the audience that's going to be consuming this information. It's also pretty wise to change up your photos as well. Make sure that you have photos that fit, meeting planners on your meeting planner web description and that are enticing to consumers on your leisure traveler website of the equation. When it comes to collateral, as I said, this is all the information that's going out to consumers. And one of the most popular enticing buttons on Washington.org is the special offers button or the deals button. As you can see here, there are quite a few test deals that are uploaded. Basically, what you're going to see here is that you can enter an offer text, an offer link, and so on. When it comes to these special offers, they do not necessarily need to be a discount off or a percentage off. They don't need to be a dollar amount off. They can be anything that adds value, anything that's seasonal, anything that's, in your eyes, a deal. So if you're running a special rate, or if you're running, for example, if you're an attraction and you have online discounts, for example, your tickets online are cheaper than your tickets at the door. Make sure that you are adding this into the offer side because that's one of the most clicked buttons on our website. It doesn't need to be 10% off, 5% off, 20% off, or $3 off, or anything of that nature. It just needs to be anything that adds value to the consumer. If you are a convention services provider, you can also upload deals that are specifically to meeting planners. And basically, when you're choosing your offer category, you're going to go event planner. And basically, these are deals that are specifically geared to event planners. It can be a waived fee. It can be including AV in your package. It can be anything and everything that you can imagine or that you want to offer to meeting planner. It can be seasonal. Book your holiday party now and you get, a gift card back or anything. So it's a really great way of uploading specific deals. As you see here, there's date night DC. Every now and then you'll see that there are specific marketing campaigns that will be asking for deals that are revolving around that marketing campaign. So that's a great opportunity to create a package or to create a value or, to upload something that will be heavily advertised, essentially. Once you have all the information here, all you gotta do is click save. It's gonna go through a review process. That review process is basically making sure that all the information is grammatically correct, making sure that it adheres to the terms, meaning no profanity, no, things that we don't expect to usually see, but just in case, making sure that no information makes it onto Washington.org that does not fit our terms. And once it's been reviewed, you will get an email confirming that your deal has been approved and that it's on its way to Washington.org. Once it's been approved, please give it 24 to 48 hours for it to be on our website. When looking at offer dates, I also get this question pretty often. What's the difference between redeem from and redeem to, and post from and post to? So post from and post to is how long you want it to be on our website. And redeem from and redeem to is how long you want this deal to be valid for. So you can post something before a deal is even valid. Keep in mind that a lot of consumers on our website are still planning trips that are a couple weeks out. So it may be wise to post things even before they're redeemable at the moment. So just keep that in mind when you're uploading your events. Sometimes people flip-flop them and you run into an awkward situation. Going back, under collateral, you'll also see calendar of events. If you click on that, this is where you're going to upload any events that you have. It's a great way of uploading everything from if you're an art gallery, exhibition, to, if you're a restaurant, you may have a particular type of celebration, whether it's National Empanada Day or National Mojito Day or Margarita Day or whatever, or a Mezcal Festival. This is a great way of, being able to do some additional promoting of that event. You can do events that are ongoing or a one-time thing. And essentially when you're doing your events, you're going to want to put in a contact. Admission, this is something that you write in yourself. So you can do, for example, if it's free, write in free. If it's a mission that has multiple pricing tiers, I generally recommend for members to write varies, and so on. When it comes to title, a really great tool is if you're uploading this event elsewhere, you can just copy and paste that language into here. So for example, if you have an Eventbrite, copy and paste the title in, copy and paste the description in. Under website, utilize that Eventbrite page as your website. When it comes to email, you want to either have an email or a phone number associated with this. And basically, this is in case anybody has any questions regarding your event. So for example, if it's a food event, if they have a particular allergy or question about the event itself, where can they reach out to? The phone line is an email, but please make sure you have at least one or the other. When it comes to rank, you're going to see one-time event or ongoing. For the majority of the cases, it's going to be a one-time event. Even if it's, let's say, an exhibit and it goes on for more than one day, what a one-time event means is that it's unique to that year. It's not, for example, like a national holiday such as 4th of July that happens every day or every year on the same date. That's kind of what we mean by ongoing events there. So you're going to want to choose one-time event. Under categories, choose as many categories as applicable. Meaning, if it's an art and a cultural event and it's free, make sure that you choose everything that applies. And if it's, LGBT focused, make sure that you're choosing all the categories that apply, and your event will be filtered into all those categories. Under organization listing, what we're going to do is just pull our organization's name, test restaurant, and it'll populate over here. I believe because we're using a test account, it's not pulling. For venue listing, you're also going to use restaurant. And it'll automatically generate all of this information here. When it comes to start date, this is another question that we get pretty often. If it's just one day, you're going to choose the calendar date and so on. If it's an event that's happening weekly, meaning it happens every week for, so it happens every week for 6 weeks, let's say, starting on which date, starting today. And then you can choose what day of the week that is every week. So you can choose every Friday, or let's say if it's every weekend, you can do every Saturday and Sunday, meaning you can choose multiple dates if you want to upload an event that doesn't happen every single day between a period. You can say it happens every single week for this amount of time on these specific dates. And the same thing with monthly. You can say it happens every first, Monday of every month for the next couple months, or every particular day for the next 6 months, or anything of that nature. And remember to put in a end date so you can choose when that occurrence is going to end. For your images, you can upload an image directly to here from your library. All you gotta do is click browse. It's gonna open your document search file and just select the picture that you wanna enter. For season, if you are, for example, right now it is March, even though we are in spring, a couple weeks ago we were on the cusp between spring and winter. So for example, let's say you have an exhibit that starts in the winter and ends in the spring, you can choose multiple seasons, so both winter and spring. Make sure you choose that your event's in. A lot of people, when they're staying in DC, they want to figure out what's in their particular neighborhood. So having your neighborhood selected there is rather important because people are looking for things to do really close to where they're staying or in a particular neighborhood that they want to explore. Going back to collateral, so we've gone through listings, we've gone through your special offers, we've gone through your calendar of events. Now we're looking at media. And essentially what media is, this is your photo library. It's an internal library of all the images that you have used or want to use and so on. To add a photo, all you guys do is click Add New Media. From there, you're going to select a title. This title is internal, meaning that it does not necessarily create any language once it's been uploaded to our website. It's only for your internal purposes. So I often tell members to select the title. They'll let you remember what was the purpose of this image. So for example, if your title is, or if your purpose is, I want to use this for listing, I may say, use the title, Leisure Traveler Listing 1. Or something of that nature, so you know where that picture is going to be added to. If it's for a deal or for an event, you may want to add the title of that deal or event under that picture, and so on. Under type, you're going to choose image or YouTube. You can upload a YouTube video to your listing. All you got to do is click YouTube and then input the URL right here. If you want to, you can then assign it directly to one of your listings right here. So you don't even need to go back in and into your listing and edit it. It will just go directly there. If you want to do image, all you got to do is click Browse. It's going to open your document file search again. All you got to do is click your picture that you want to upload, and it will upload it there. When it comes to opportunities, what you're going to see here are your RFPs. So if you're a business that gets leads or wants to get leads, make sure that you're checking here. You'll be able to see any leads that are sent your way, any service requests, any partner referrals. Sometimes you may get notified about one, but you don't have all the proper categories chosen. So you may want to sometimes open up all of these filters and make sure that you're getting all of them. So as you can see here, we had a bid that was sent to us for 50 room nights or for 50 guests or so on to this account. And now it says those closed, that no bid was sent. What you can do is click here to see it, and you're going to get more information about that lead. So sometimes when it says close, no bid sent, meaning that they want you to reach out to them directly or something else of that nature. So make sure sometimes you have all your filters applied. Same with service requests. You can check here, make sure that you're getting all of the filters. Sometimes you can see if you've missed one or something of that nature. So you see here there's a reception service request for 200 people. You see here there's a shuttle service request for 30 people. If you open up all of your filters here, you can potentially see any that you've missed, any that have closed, and so on. Same goes for partner referrals. This is every single time your particular service has been referred to a member or to a consumer or to a particular event that's coming into the city. So make sure you check those as well. Now going into reports, and this is kind of last tab. So remember, home, general information, profile, general information in home about membership. Profile is general information about yourself. Collateral is all the information that you want to share regarding your business and the services that you provide. Opportunities are any opportunities that we may be sharing with you, whether that's a lead, whether that's a referral, every single time we're making a recommendation about you. Under reports, this is all the information that you're going to get that's relevant to tour and travel, and that's relevant to those events that are coming into the city. So here what you're going to see is the 2-year convention calendar. This is a very powerful tool. Essentially, this 2-year convention calendar is going to tell you all of the meetings that we've worked with for the next 2 years that are coming into the city. It's going to give you the name of the meeting. It's going to give you the hotel that they're staying in, the attendance, the peak rooms. When you're looking at peak rooms, what that means is on the busiest night of that event. We often see that room block have a bell curve sort of shape to it when it comes to the duration of that meeting. On the busiest night of that meeting, how many rooms were booked on that particular night? You're also going to see location. If it says hotel only, that does not mean that they're not going anywhere other than the hotel, that they're not doing any break off or that they don't need any services. What that means is they are not utilizing the convention center for their meeting purposes. So no Walter E. Washington. You're going to get the contact name. So that's going to be the meeting planner name. You're going to get their title. Usually you're going to get both their phone number and their email, but at the very least you're going to get their email. And then a website to that organization, a URL to that organization's website. And so that's a great place where you can get to know more about that person and or that organization and so on. So make sure you take a look in it. In that homepage, there's a place for convention service members. And in there, you're going to see a tip sheet that has kind of a timeline. When is best to reach out for every particular type of service. So if you do shuttle service or if you do something else, it's going to tell you what's a good timeline for you to look into reaching out to these meeting planners. But anyways, feel free to reach out to them. They have been told ahead of time that members may be reaching out soliciting whether or not they need any services and so on. So you have the green light there. It's a little bit better than just a cold pitch. So otherwise, looking at the other resources we have here is booking pace report. This is going to tell you how we're looking as of different dates in terms of room blocks that have been sold. So as you can see, in March of last year, March 1st of last year, we did not have any rooms that were sold for 2039. But as of March of 2019, what we see is there's now 40,000 rooms that have been sold for 2039. This can give you a little bit of a perspective of how the meeting side of the equation, room night side of the equation is looking for the next couple years. So what you may see here is a jump in number of meetings, or you may see a jump, or you may see less room nights. It can really tell you what to expect for the next year in certain cases. Going back, you have occupancy by day. This will tell you, what we're looking at in terms of occupancy, in terms of tentatives and definites, and it'll give you all the major holidays here as well. So it's a good resource as well to take a look at. When it comes to tour and travel bulletins, this is going to give you meeting notes for our sales missions that we've done abroad and also domestically. It's going to give you a great guide on sentiment of tour operators and travel agents and so on. So definitely check those out, see if there are any particular tour operators that are of interest for you. And if you are interested in any of them, please feel free to reach out to your account manager, and they can put you in contact with our tourism team that will give you more information. You can also see here that you can contact, in some of these cases, they have a contact name, contact Lindsay Hill, if you have any questions regarding the tour and travel bulletin. Well, anyways, that concludes just about our Extranet training here. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your account manager. Again, if you're not sure who your account manager is, go into your account page, click on that little eye icon, and it'll give you their name and their contact info. And I hope that you found this useful. Please feel free to watch and re-watch this video, and I hope that you guys have a great experience on the Extranet. Thank you, and goodbye.